Hello everyone, so I am here to do a tutorial on this beautiful secret keepsake box, and if you haven't seen this video, I will link it down below so you can check it out. And so I pretty much have everything out, all the supplies that I need. I have already selected my paper. Again, I'm going to use these digital papers by Anna, who is LaceBoutique1 here on YouTube and on her Etsy store. There are 3 collections. There's the Imperial Shabby, Floral Wallpaper, and Pink Junk Journal. So for this one, I used 13. I made 13 envelopes. I have cut my paper. I'm using this size right here, which is 8 1/8 by 8 1/8, and then you're going to score it at 4 1/8. So I'm going to do that with all 11 of these pieces of. So I already have a tutorial on how to use this, so if you want to check that out. So I'm going to line it up at 4 1/8. I'm going to punch, and then I'm going to score. And then I'm going to follow this line right here, line it up with this little tick mark, punch, score, and I'm going to repeat that for the next sides. That one, and here's the last one. And then you can see your score marks. You're just gonna fold that in. And that is how it's this easy to make an envelope. I chose these papers because I think they're beautiful. I wanted it to be able to see a little bit of those patterns. I know you can't see it a lot, but you can see some color through it, and I like that. I have cut 13 of these, 1 per envelope, but I might not put one on the top one. So I cut these boards, and this is just cardboard, you guys. Just look for an old box you have. So I cut these at 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 because these envelopes are made for the 5 by 5 cards, as you can see right here. Card size is 5 by 5. So I cut them shorter than that because this is pretty bulky, as you can see, and look how high that is. See, that's what I like. Okay, so this is what I did. So you can see that square right here. So I got this cardboard and I pretty much glued it like crazy with hot glue. You can use hot glue or you can use liquid glue. So you do that, and then you have your score lines right there, and I just put some hot glue right there, more hot glue, and do the same thing with all of your flaps. And it's that easy. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. And look how pretty that is. I love it. Another glue that I've been using, you guys, a lot.
It's this one right here. And this is silicone glue. It's the same thing as hot glue. The only difference is it's already liquefied for you. So you can use that too. And then what I like about it is that if you are like a slow crafter like I am, because this is how I craft, this is how slow I am, you guys. I try to center it, I try to move it around, and normally if you're going to use hot glue, obviously you can't do that, but look, I can still move this around if I wanted to. So that's what I like about this glue, is that it gives me enough time to move things around if I need to, but obviously I don't need to do that with this one. But yeah, I've been using this glue quite a bit and I love it. I've been using it on a lot of my projects. But for this project, I would just use hot glue,
because I do want it to dry up as quick as possible. All right. So now that I showed you that, I'm gonna go ahead and do that 11 more times. I am done filling these up with cardboard, and I left one without because this is going to be my cover. I forgot to mention that. So the cover, I did not use any cardboard. This cardboard that I use this time is a lot thicker than the one I used last time. So this is the same amount, and look at the difference. So look at that. It's almost doubled in size. So I don't think I'm going to make it this deep because I think it's too high. It's like really high. I could probably make 2 boxes out of these. Okay, so the next step is doing the die cut inside. So let me bring out my Big Shot. Okay, so here's my Big Shot machine. It pretty much uses the whole entire screen because this is my, as you can see right there, it's my Big Shot Plus. So this is the one with the wide opening. The reason why I chose this one is because I like it that these 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock, I don't have to cut them down. As you can see, they fit perfect in there. So yeah, that's the reason why. So the die that I used for this project is by Stampin' Up, and this is the Big's Top Note die by Stampin' Up. I'm pretty sure they still sell it because this is like one of their top seller dies. It's very popular. So the way to do this is I'm gonna place my, and don't worry about my plates. These are new, you guys. I've had them for a few months and they're already pretty bad. I'm gonna turn this over, and they don't have to be lined perfectly. Some of them you will see that I'm going to move a bit this way or put them straight. So let's go ahead and cut this out, you guys. So I'm gonna do this one straight just for the heck of it. I'm gonna run it through my machine.
It is gonna be tight. And there it is.
But there it is, you guys. There is my first die cut. I don't think you can really do this with the thin dies, you guys. That's the beauty of these big dies, that they pretty much cut through anything. But this one, I am going to try my best to do it straight. And there it is. Okay, so it looks like from these I'll be able to get 2 boxes done, because this cardboard was a lot thicker than the other box that I made. So I guess it all depends on your cardboard. Now, after you've die cut all of your envelopes, don't die cut all of them. You need to leave one for the bottom, which is going to be, you know, the bottom of your base. So choose whichever pattern you like. I'm going to choose this one. I really like that one. For the top of my box, I think I'm going to pick this one because I like the fact that it has that hint of blue. And so for this one, I chose this for my bottom because I really like that pattern. It's probably my favorite one. That's why I wanted this one to be the top, I think, because I really like it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so after you've die cut, you are going to see some where obviously the glue didn't get to, so just go back with your whichever adhesive you have, glue that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So the next step I did was I inked all of the edges. So again, this is a pen that I use, a paint pen, the color gold. Also, there is a Sharpie that is gold. I don't have it with me right now, but that is another option. So all I did was just ink the edges just like that. It just gives it a hint of gold, and that is all I want. And so you can see it right there. I mean, you could barely see it, you guys, but I just love the way it looks. It just gives it just a little bit of gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with all of my envelopes. I have inked all of the edges, and the top envelope I also inked the inside, but I only did that to the top. You don't have to do that to the rest. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack them up. I'm going to start with this one. Doesn't really matter what glue you use, you guys. And I'm only going to put glue like right around this, the inner die cut, you guys. You don't have to put glue at, you know, like around. See how I'm not being perfect at all. It is not centered. And then you're going to rearrange them to however you want, but the only thing that you are going to line up this inner die cut. So you can see right there and see how that's looking so far, and it is not perfect. You can see a little bit of this corner, you can see a little bit of that corner. So as you can see right there, how they are lining up very nicely, and that's what I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing this until I reach the very top one. Okay, so let me show you what I've done so far. So I have stacked, here is the base of my box, and then on top of that I have 5 more envelopes, and this is going to be the 6th one. So that's a total of 7 envelopes for this box so far, but I have left the top one. I haven't adhered it yet, and they're so pretty, you guys. So what I've done is, so let me tell you, there is a reason why I did it this way. I'm going to make a hinge using 110-pound cardstock from Recollections, and the reason why I did this is because I want, since this is the part that's going to be opening and close, I want it to last. So if you watch the other tutorial, the lady, I think she did it a lot easier, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So the way I did this was I laid down this envelope right here because I wanted to make sure this is the direction I wanted in case yours has some type of pattern on it. So what I've done is, so I laid it as if how I want it to look like, and then I opened it how I'm supposed to open it. And so I glued, as you can see, I adhered everything down, and now it looks like a, because I think I'm going to make this an actual functional envelope. So I'm going to leave that like that. So when it closes, so in reality, if you turn it over, it's the bottom piece that you're not going to adhere. I hope I'm making sense. On this bottom right here, you're going to cut a sliver of it because I need to have this open so I can insert this piece of cardstock. And this envelope measures about 5 3/8. So I cut this at 5 1/8. It's 5 1/8 wide. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now is cut the bottom so it can have an opening. I'm just gonna cut a sliver off. This is how much I cut off. Like literally, all I wanted to do was just open that up. Same thing with the next one. This is how I plan on doing this. I'm gonna insert that in there. Obviously, I'm going to score it. I cut this at 5 and 3 1/2. Yes, on the 3 1/2, I'm going to score it at, I think I'm going to score it at 3. So here it is, scored. I'm going to put this inside. So that's what it looks like so far. And I am going to adhere this, but I'm just showing you what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to add adhesive to that, and that's going to be open and closed. But before you do that, so that obviously you can't tell the color of this paper, what I did was I pretty much painted this so that you can't tell that there's actually a piece of paper in there, like this one, that piece of cardstock right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna do that to both sides. I'm gonna do that to the front and to the back. Okay, so here are my 2 pieces of cardstock. As you can see, I already inked both. So now, I mean, this side, you guys, it doesn't have to be this wide. But in the first box that I made the mistake by scoring it right through the middle, not realizing that if I did that, I mean, this obviously it was gonna show through. So let me go ahead and adhere this. I'm going to fold it before I adhere it because I don't want it to go all the way down to the score line, so it gives me enough room. You know what, I'm just gonna hot glue it, you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but I put hot glue, so that has hot glue in there. So now I have this functional, and I am going to glue this one as well. And this one, you could also use double-sided tape if you have. I'm just going to do the bottom. So I'm going to show you how to make one, and then I'll do the other one off camera. So now I gotta now glue this part right here. So I'm just going to use my hot glue for that. It doesn't matter if you center it or not. So I'm gonna lay it flat. I'm gonna bring this over, and that's how I'm gonna glue it. And if there's any white showing, I'll just go back with this, with the pen. Now that this is done, now we're going to adhere this piece right here from the back onto this, and then this one you do have to line it up with the center die cut. So for this one, I'm going to use the liquid glue. Alright, so now it's time to decorate the tops, or yeah, the lids. So I brought out some flowers. These are pretty much the same flowers that I used on the first box. So I'm going to do the exact same layout as I did with that box. So I'm gonna, so as you can see, I first adhered this on, and I still haven't decided. I did buy some of these hair accessories, so I haven't decided which one I will be using. These are from, but I bought them at a Scrapbook Expo. A bow, and then more accessories, and then some flowers. I'm just gonna put a bead of glue where I think it's gonna go. Okay, I was totally off, but it's okay. Now I'm gonna decide on the flowers. Okay, you guys, so I couldn't decide. I think this is how I'm going to adhere them. I've only placed them on here for now. I couldn't decide whether to use this one or one of these, but I decided not to use this one because I want to use different hair pieces that I've had, because this one is the same one but it's in a different color. So I decided to go with these two because they're different. Now I am ready to adhere everything now that I know how I'm going to place them. This one is an earring, as you can see. This is from Walmart, wire cutters. Right, so I'm going to take this off so that I'm only left with this, and because this is metal, I'm going to have to adhere this with E6000. Alright, so my hair pieces have pretty much already cured. I've only had them for I just finished it, what, like an hour ago. So here is the finished boxes, you guys. I really like the way they came out. Here is the first one I made. I didn't add the doily because after I made this first one, I thought, why did I add that doily? Because I am covering the paper, and I really like the paper, you guys. As you can see, this is a super easy project. And if you have beautiful paper like this, you don't have to do much. I mean, look what I did. I added this hairpiece, 3 flowers, and some lace. That's it. And with a bunch of envelopes stacked up. So here is what that looks like. And look, so cute. I love this. And of course, this time I left this open so I can add a letter. And I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for closure. But for this one, I added this like postcard. I printed this out. Anna, who, you know, she is the shop owner of LaceBoutique1 on Etsy. She shared this image with me, and so I put this postcard. I did distress it a little bit with my scissors, and then that I'm using that as a closure. So I didn't glue it all the way down, just so this flap can easily open and close. And I think it matches. I think it looks really nice. And there they are, you guys. I hope you give this a try. I would love to see what you come up with. And if you have a YouTube channel and you try it out, let me know. Link your video, because I would love to see what you make. Or if you have Instagram, or if you share it on any other social media, let me know. And I would love to see what yours looks like. Mine does not look anything like the ones I've seen. We all have our own different style, and I love seeing everyone's creations. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and hope you have an awesome day. Bye.